A radio crackles. 3 words come through the static. Movement at the base. You don't move. 4:47 a.m. You are standing on a concrete rooftop, a laje, 11 meters above a narrow alley called Beco do Sete. The city sprawls behind you. Millions of lights, none of them yours. Below, the favela breathes in its own rhythm. A dog barking 2 blocks down. The hum of a refrigerator through a thin wall. The drip of a broken pipe somewhere in the dark. You are not here as a journalist. You are not here as police. You are here because this is where you live, and this is your shift. The radio crackles again. You press it to your ear. Confirm position. The movement was at the 3rd entry. You look left. The 3rd entry is the steep staircase that cuts through 47 steps from the main road at the bottom of the hill. Right now, it is covered by 2 guys. Boys, really. 17 and 19. Both armed, both awake, both watching the darkness at the base of those steps. You key your radio. 2 clicks. That is the signal. Everything is clear on the laje. You wait. This favela has a name. You will not hear it in this film. What you need to know is that it sits on a hillside in a major Brazilian city, that it holds approximately 9,000 people, and that for the last 14 months it has been controlled by one faction, your faction, after a violent and bloody takeover that cost 11 lives and displaced 300 families who had the wrong loyalties or the wrong neighbors. The rival faction, call them the opposition, controls the territory directly adjacent. 3 blocks of separation. A strip of contested ground between you that changes hands informally, street by street, deal by deal, threat by threat. There is no peace here. There is only a temporary absence of shooting. 05:12 a.m. The shift rotates at 5:30. You have 18 minutes left on the laje. Your legs ache. You have been standing in the same position for 4 hours. You ate nothing since yesterday evening. There is a bottle of water wedged between 2 concrete blocks near the water tank, and you drink from it without taking your eyes off the alley below. A woman appears at the bottom of the beco. She is carrying a plastic bag from the 24-hour bakery on the main road. She climbs the stairs slowly, head down. She does not look at the 2 boys with the guns. They do not stop her. She is known here. Her son works in the logistics, not with weapons. He counts things, numbers, packages, cash. He is 14. She passes through. The stairs go quiet again. This is the routine. The faction you are inside has a structure. It is not chaotic. That is the first thing outsiders get wrong. They imagine disorganization, improvisation, chaos. What you observe is the opposite. There is a chain of command. There are roles. There are rules. At the top, the gerente geral, the general manager. He controls the territory, the supply chain, the relationships with the suppliers upstream. You do not see him often. He does not stand on lajes at 5 in the morning. Below him, sector managers. 1 for the drug retail points, 1 for the weapons, 1 for the money. Each one accountable for their piece. Each one with the knowledge that failure has consequences that are not administrative. Then the soldiers. There are approximately 30 active at any given time in this favela. They work in shifts. Some are armed, some are not. Some have been doing this for 6 years. Some started last month. Below the soldiers, the olheiros, the lookouts, youngest in the operation. Some are 11, 12 years old. They sit at corners, on walls, at the base of stairs. They have radios, sometimes just phones. Their job is to see and to report. They do not carry weapons. They are paid 200 reais a week. They go to school in the morning and watch corners in the afternoon. You have seen the system work with mechanical precision during a police incursion. In 4 minutes, the entire access to the upper territory was sealed. 4 points were repositioned, 2 vehicles with supplies were relocated, and a message went up the chain that confirmed the route of the police entry. 4 minutes. No shouting, no panic visible from the outside. 05:31 a.m. Your replacement arrives on the laje. He is 23. He carries a rifle that is too large for the width of the staircase you used to get up here, but he carries it without complaint. You exchange 8 words. He nods. You climb down. The alley smells like wet concrete and cooking gas. A cat moves along the top of a low wall. A light turns on in a house to your left. Someone is waking up for work. Early shift, probably. Bus at 6. You walk through the beco toward the main distribution point. A small house near the center of the favela. 2 rooms, a curtained window, a padlocked metal door on the back room. This is not a dramatic location. It looks like any other house on the block. That is intentional. The shift meeting happens here. 6 people around a plastic table. 2 ceiling fans, 1 light bulb, a notebook. The gerente of the morning sector speaks quietly. He does not raise his voice. He does not need to. There was movement at the 3rd entry twice overnight. Not confirmed hostile. Staying alert. No one opens the retail points before 7. Confirmed. Everyone confirms. There's a report that a motorcycle from the opposition was seen on the connecting road at 2 a.m. Unconfirmed. We're waiting on information. He looks at a specific person across the table. That person will handle the process of getting that information. You do not ask how. The meeting ends in 11 minutes. 7:15 a.m. The favela is awake now. This is the part nobody films. Children going to school. Mothers hanging laundry on lines strung between windows. A man repairing a motorcycle engine in the alley. A vendor selling coffee from a thermos. Old women sitting outside doorways. The operation runs underneath all of this. It is not separate from the daily life. It is embedded in it, woven through it, invisible to a visitor but obvious if you know where to look. The retail points open one by one, not all at once, staggered by sector to reduce exposure. The customers come from inside the favela, mostly, but some come from outside, from the neighborhoods below, the apartment buildings, the commercial zones. They know the entry points. They know the protocol. You watch a transaction from 40 meters away. It takes less than 30 seconds. No drama, no confrontation. 2 people, a brief exchange, a departure. It could be anything. It looks like nothing. That transaction, multiplied across the day, across 7 retail points, generates approximately 80,000 reais in a strong week. That money moves through a structure you do not fully understand. Some goes to the suppliers, some goes to the soldiers, some goes upward, to levels you have never seen, some disappears. That disappearance is the source of more violence in this favela than any territorial dispute. 10:40 a.m. The information about the motorcycle arrives. A contact from the contested strip confirms 3 members of the opposition were seen near the edge of the territory at 01:50 a.m. Not armed as far as the contact could tell, possibly reconnaissance. The gerente of the morning sector receives this information without visible reaction. He makes a phone call that lasts 90 seconds. Then he gives 3 instructions. First, 2 additional bodies on the 3rd entry through the afternoon. Second, the drone goes up at dusk. Third, all retail points close 1 hour early tonight. The drone is a consumer model, the kind you can buy in a shopping mall. It has a camera. It flies along the ridgeline above the favela and looks down at the access roads. It has been used 4 times in the last 2 months. The police have tried to intercept it once. They failed. 12:30 p.m. A problem. One of the soldiers, younger, 3 months in the operation, did not show up for his shift. He is not answering his phone. He is not at his home in the favela. This is not a small problem. In this environment, absence without explanation carries a weight that is difficult to overstate. The questions that follow are immediate and unstated. Is he sick? Is he with police? Is he with the opposition? Did he run? You watch the gerente process this information. His face does not change. He gives one instruction: find him. An hour later, the soldier is located. He was asleep at a girlfriend's house in a neighborhood on the other side of the city. He had turned his phone off. He had forgotten about the shift. He had, in the language of the operation, failed in his obligation. The consequence is a conversation that you are not present for, but whose effects you observe. The soldier returns that evening. He is physically intact. He will not fail his obligation again. 14:55 p.m. A resident, a woman in her 50s, lives 2 streets up from the retail point, approaches the gerente directly. This happens more than you might expect. She has a complaint. Her neighbor has been using the sound system in his house at volume after midnight for 4 consecutive nights. She cannot sleep. She has to be at work at 5. The gerente listens. He asks 2 questions. He nods. By 10 o'clock that night, the music stops. It does not come back. This is the other half of the operation, the part that exists parallel to the commerce and the violence. The faction functions as an informal governance structure inside the territory. It resolves disputes. It enforces a kind of order that the state does not provide here. People come to it with problems. It responds. This is not generosity. This is control. The population's dependence on the faction for basic social order is a strategic asset as important as any weapon. 18:30 p.m. Dusk. The light flattens. The city below starts glowing. From the Leje, you can see the skyline of the urban center. Towers, cranes, the orange streak of a setting sun behind the hills. The drone goes up. You watch it rise from a rooftop on the north side. It climbs silently, moves along the ridgeline, and begins its sweep of the access roads below the favela. The operator watches a tablet screen. What he sees, you see over his shoulder. The third entry, clear. A group of teenagers walking up. An older man with a shopping cart. A woman with a child. The second entry, clear. The main road at the base. 2 parked cars that were not there this morning. The operator zooms in. The license plates are obscured. The windows are tinted. He does not say anything. He takes a screenshot and sends it up the chain. 30 seconds later, the retail points receive a message. All stops. Effective immediately. The cars at the base of the hill sit for 40 minutes. Then they leave. No one knows who they were. Police surveillance, opposition reconnaissance, or coincidence? There is no way to confirm. The retail points do not reopen that night. The faction absorbs the lost revenue. This is the cost of operating here. 21:10 p.m. The favela at night sounds different. The children are inside. The vendors are gone. The motorcycle repair man packed up 2 hours ago. What remains is the core structure and the silence that sits around it. On the main ledge, 2 soldiers. On the secondary rooftop, 1 more. The third entry is covered. The side entrance through the abandoned construction site, 3 unfinished floors of concrete and rebar, open to the sky, is covered. You are at the base of the central staircase when you hear it. 2 shots, distant, to the east. The radio erupts. 3 voices at once. Then one voice cuts through. Quiet. Confirm position. Confirm position. The voices report in, one by one. Everyone accounted for. No shots fired from inside the territory. The shots were outside. Possibly the contested strip. Possibly a robbery. Possibly something else. The operation goes on elevated alert. No one sleeps well. By midnight, no further information has come through. The origin of the shots remains unconfirmed. This is the nature of the tension here. It is not constant action. It is constant uncertainty. The action is punctuation. The uncertainty is the text. 02 a.m. You are back on the ledge. Your legs ache again. The garoa, that thin misting rain that comes off the hills in the small hours, has started. Not enough to soak you, just enough to make everything slightly damp and slightly cold. The city glows below. The radio crackles. You press it to your ear. 3 words come through the static. Movement at the base. You don't move. You've heard this before. It could be nothing. It usually is, until it isn't.